Hello everyone, it's Melissa from stampwithmelissa.com and welcome to another fun video, YouTube video today. Today we're going to talk all about ink pads and ink refills. And I know you might be thinking, oh, that's going to be kind of boring. I already know everything that there is to possibly know about Stampin' Up's ink pads and ink refills, but I bet I can teach you something new, right? Anyway, I want to talk about these two today. We're going to go very basic with these. I'm going to kind of just show how they work. I'm going to show you how to re-ink an ink pad, how to know when to re-ink an ink pad, all of that kind of stuff. And in a different video, I'll show you some cool techniques using ink pads and ink refills, but that's not today, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and hook my camera up so you can see my desk, and we are just going to get started. Let's look first at our ink pads and our ink refills, okay? So you can see that these are both of my Night of Navies. By the way, here's a fun fact. Did you know Night of Navy is one of the 3 original Stampin' Up! Colors? Isn't that kind of cool? And it's sticking around. So at the time I'm filming this, we're actually going through a color refresh, which means that some of our colors are actually going away and new ones will be coming in to replace them. We go through this, I think, about every 5-ish years or so. There's some sort of refresh, but a little bit, well, let me just say this. I'll have a link in the blog post, or I'm sorry, wow. I'll have a link down below in the description that will take you to a blog post, and on that blog post, I will link you to all of the Stampin' Up! Color family. So we actually have 50 ink pads that look like this in different colors, okay? So that we have 4 different color families. We've got the brights, the subtles, the regals, and the neutrals. Night of Navy is in our neutral family, and each of those 4 families has 10 different colors, okay? Now we also have 2 sets of ink colors. So we currently have a 2022 through 2024 ink color set, and we also will have the 2023 to 2025 ink color set starting shortly. If you're watching this after May 2023, then you already know what those colors are. But for that reason, I can't show you the inside of the catalog when I'm actually filming this informational video. So I will have that link you know, in the description below. That will take you to my blog and you can see that there, okay? But otherwise, let's look at this. So Stampin' Up's ink pads are real awesome, and they kind of look like this, okay? So they're pretty compact, and they're awesome. Anyway, we've got these stickers on the bottom too that you can use to help you know what ink pad color you're using. So you can see right here where this is where I open my ink pad. I've put Night of Navy. There's a label there. Here's it also in a few different languages. And then you open it by pushing up on that, okay? Then you're going to swivel it all the way around and you push it in on the little track that it's on, okay? And then you can see I've added another sticker on the inside there. The reason that I do this is so if I'm stamping with multiple colors and I've got them open, you can't really tell what color that is, but you can tell with that, right? So here's an example. Here's Blackberry Bliss. And, well, they kind of look, I mean, I've got some ink run over on my Blackberry Bliss, right? But otherwise, the pads look the exact same. It's only by that sticker there that I can tell what color it is, okay? So, we've got this guy here. Let me also just show you quick before we move on to our refill, one of our new colors. So one of our new colors that's coming is Lost Lagoon, and I actually haven't put that piece there. So let's go ahead and do that, okay? I've got my Take Your Pick tool, and what I'm going to do is you can see there's a little, like, flip of a page, I don't know, image there. And I'm just going to pull this up so that I can get to my little piece here. Okay, I've pulled that sticker off. Then I'll open up my ink pad, slide it all the way open, and you can see this one I haven't applied the label to. So I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just going to kind of guide this into the track, hold it down there while I let my finger go or whatever, you know. And then you can kind of, I made it a little lopsided. You know, everything's harder on camera. But you can just kind of squish it down into your track here, and then you've got your color added. All right, so the other nice thing is when you do buy our ink pads, if you are brand new to Stampin' Up and you are looking to buy all of our ink pads because you know Stampin' Up has an awesome color coordination where all of our Night of Navies match, so you can always make sure you match your navy blues together, right? With our inks, our cardstocks, our refills, our ribbons, our markers, all of that matches together. So if you're looking to buy the whole set, you can actually save 10% when you buy a family together. So that's 10 ink pads. You get 10% off, which is basically like you're getting an ink pad for free. Again, I'll have more information on that in the blog post linked in the description below this video. But let's go ahead and just look at this here. We've got our refill here too. And the thing with the refills, this is basically just going to supply more ink for when this runs dry, okay? And it's just going to happen. Eventually, you're going to need to re-ink it. So my rule of thumb to make sure I have that re-inker, I purchase my ink pad, and at the same time I make sure to purchase a re-inker, okay? That way you always have it and you know you've got it. I have never ever had to, I mean, I've been a demonstrator for 7 years now, and I've never had to buy an extra re-inker. There's so much ink in there that one is plenty, okay? So let's go ahead and open this up, and I'm going to show you how to re-ink my Night of Navy ink pad. Now I'm just going to stamp this stamp real quick, and you can see, yikes, right? And that is how you know your ink pad needs to be re-inked. So here's how you do that, okay? I am going to unscrew the cap of my re-inker, and we are just going to put little tiny drops, kind of tiny drops, but we're just going to go on the whole ink pad, okay? And just keep going like the Energizer bunny. Just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. And you can kind of see those dots as it's like melting or absorbing into the foam pad here. You can kind of see them, right? Well, we're going to need to move them around because we don't want splotchy stamped images, right? Okay, now I've added those dots all around. I can close that. Now I'm just going to use this spoon, just a, you know, simple spoon. I'm using a plastic spoon. You can use a spoon from your kitchen, whatever. The reason I use this plastic one is because I actually use it for all of my re-inking whenever I have to do it. So this one I keep in my craft room. And you can see I am just not pushing too hard, but I'm using the back of the spoon just to kind of smush that ink in, right? And we'll just swirl it around a little, okay? And make sure that we don't see any of those little dots that we added onto it, right? That looks good to me, so I'm going to flip that upside down so I don't get ink on anything. And then let's try this again. And we might not have gotten enough re-inker on. We'll see. Oh, we did it. Look at that. Look at that difference right there, okay? Now, the cool thing about our ink pads is you'll notice that our ink is facing up right now, right? Well, when you close it shut, you can see it's actually going to face down, right? And that way, your ink always is at the top of your pad. You don't want to store it this way because you don't want your ink at the bottom of the pad, right? These are, I don't know how thick for sure they are, but you can see they're a little bit thicker, and your stamp is going to just touch the top of your foam pad there. So that's why you always want the ink to be on that side, right? So we can go ahead and close that up, and you can just see there. Look at how amazing that is once it's re-inked, right? And you can do that same exact technique with your re-inkers on everything, on all of your ink pads, okay? Now to clean my little spoon here, I use my chamois. I love my chamois so much. And I just clean it off, squeaky clean, literally. Just clean it off, and then my spoon's ready for the next one, okay? So whenever you notice that your images look like this, you can say, hold on, actually don't even let them get that bad. But you can say, hold on, I need to re-ink, okay? So there was just a super quick video showing you our ink pads and our refills. I know I mentioned that several things are going to be linked in the blog post, or rather I don't know why I keep saying that. They'll be in the blog post that is linked in the description. So you can just scroll down under this video and find that link right there, and that'll take you to my blog post. I'll always make sure that that is updated with the most current information, okay? But you can get your hands on lots of these fun colors. You can see the full color collections there. And like I mentioned too, something really cool about Stampin' Up! Is all of our colors coordinate. So as I mentioned before, this Night of Navy refill is the same exact color as this Night of Navy ink pad, which is the same exact color as the cardstock, as the ribbon, as the designer series paper, the pattern paper that it's in, etc. As the markers, you can see I've got some markers up on my ledge there. As the blends, they're all the same. So you never have to worry about, ooh, is this red gonna match this other red I already bought, right? It will. With Stampin' Up, it will, as long as you're buying in that same color, right? If you know, I want Night of Navy, and you buy more Night of Navy, it's going to match. So pretty awesome. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a very quick one, and please give this video a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Otherwise, I think that's all for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.